again. Today I'm going to talk to you about road trips. Woohoo! First road trip I went on I was only about 8 months old when my parents decided to drive around Australia. But obviously, being that young, I don't really remember it or at all. So the next road trip that I do actually remember, and subsequent road trips, were in the United States. Some family trips that my mum or parents took us on. The first trip was with both my parents, and the other next 2 trips were just my mum. And so that actually is helped me develop one of my lifetime travel goals, which is to see all 50 of the United States. So I'm going to give you a bit of a description of some of these. Here's a map of the United States. Puzzle. So when I was 7, we flew into Denver in Colorado, and we went up to Wyoming and over to Idaho, Oregon and Washington and California, back to Nevada, Utah, and back around this area again. So that's quite a lot of states that we covered on our first trip. We did actually fly to a few other places, but those were the places that we drove to. The next trip we went on included some of the same ones, but we also included Nebraska and South Dakota. And I think the next one was pretty much the same as well. But then after that, I went on some of my own trips. The first trip I took to the United States by myself, I flew into Canada, in Toronto, and then took a bus down into New York and stayed in Connecticut, and then I took the bus down the East Coast to visit my family in Virginia. And my uncle there took me on a road trip down to North Carolina. I've been on a road trip from Alabama to South Carolina, so I've been through 3 of those states there. With my husband also, we did a road trip up from Massachusetts, Boston, Massachusetts, up to Maine. So a couple of extra states added there. So I'm just going to take out all of the states that I've actually been to through both flying there and road trips, and we'll see what we're left with. So hopefully the pieces don't fall out. Okay, so I am down to 17 states left, sorry. And you'll note that a lot of them are actually connected, which would make a very good road trip in itself. I could start in New Mexico and drive up to Oklahoma and Kansas, and down to Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, over to Pennsylvania. Have actually been to New Jersey, but just on the bus. New Hampshire is the only one that I'm missing over there. They're just connected. Michigan I need, then Iowa, Minnesota, North Dakota, and Montana. I think that for someone who doesn't live in the States, I've done pretty well for my goals so far, so hopefully I'll be able to get to the rest at some point, and a road trip would be a fantastic way to do that. Alright, bye!